pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Oh, this is.
Oh, we gotta wait for Julie. Gotta wait for Julie. Great. Okay. Good evening. Minutes, please.
Would you like
Oh, I'm sorry. Roll call.
Jeremy Reeves,
Here.
Greg Sims,
Present.
Mike Brickner,
Here.
Andy Vasquez,
Here.
Ed Stone,
Oh,
Michelle Harris, Andy Bozak, 6 present.
Minutes, sir.
Yeah, this is the approval minutes from January 30th, 2024. Would you like a roll call?
No, it's just a voice vote.
I make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have a special presentation tonight from Mr. Jeffrey Spears, principal consultant. Good evening.
So what you should have in front of you, that get passed out, Mr. Vasquez, the page. I can't hear him. He's really quiet. Is that better? There we go. Did that get passed out? The one-page information to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Yes. Okay. So what you have in front of you is I'm working with the IT organization in Porter County, advising them on process improvements, technology decisions, and that type of thing. What you should have in front of you is a one-page document outlining the Microsoft 365 migration. Your current system is what's considered an on-premise system hosted on your servers here at Porter County. That system is going out of support from Microsoft. So the only option solution is migrating it to the Azure Cloud and Microsoft 365. The significant advantages of that solution is it's a hosted solution. It takes maintenance and care required by your IT staff off their plate, and it becomes a Microsoft issue. You get added security and protections with that, and get additional tools in that solution that you are paying for with that solution that enhance your ability to secure devices and storage and SharePoint and collaboration. So I wanted to make you aware of it. With this proposal, you will have a monthly spend that's required to pay for that licensing instead of buying it once and then waiting a year to have to renew it. It's a monthly spend as a subscription-based licensing model. So I'll make you aware of.
And they're going to this new model, correct?
Yes.
It's not something we're choosing to do.
No.
Something that Microsoft is making all their customers.
That is correct.
Okay.
They're forcing it. Yeah.
They're forcing.
Yeah. They are forcing it. 100%.
They want to know which column you want, A or A.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Lots of choices there. So I guess when you're that big, you can do what you want. So any questions for me or?
No, there's two. Go ahead, Bozak. I did. The money that's being requested here, this is some of that money that we had approved already for
I believe it already approved about $50,000.
$300,000.
Well, 300. Yeah, the original contract was $50,000, and then I think Mr. Builders had brought in an overall request for around $300,000.
Right.
If you look at annual cost of this, the ongoing licensing will be $300. That will be in next year's budget to plan for. There is the original implementation, though, was only estimated to be $52,000. You're looking right now at it's almost doubled that after we've investigated all the additional things that need to be done to get that implemented. So that's probably the biggest cost difference. But you will not overspend that $300,000 this year.
Question. It says the county previously approved 52 grand for Lanier, which is a contractor of ours. Is that changing?
It's now a combination of linear and other software services that you need is now $2,000.
But is Lanier's contract changing? Are they making more?
Slightly, a little bit, not much, because we've asked them to take on more work that the IT staff at Porter County's not experienced or done.
How come that's going through them and not with your company?
So we will provide supplemental resources for the services that the Porter County team might need to do that they may not know how to help collaborate with them. The reason I chose to use Lanier for primary is they've been your support vendor for many years. There's a relationship there, and they know your environment the best. And you do have a complex environment. I don't want to get technical, but you have a multi-complexity here of migrating that, and they're most familiar with how that's configured. So we did not want to interfere with their knowledge there.
No, but we're increasing the contract, which is a concern of mine because we're contracted with you guys now. No offense to Lanier, but they've been our contractor for a while, and now we're in a situation. I won't call it a mess, but I'm thinking it's a mess. A situation that's causing problems. I don't know that I'm okay or on board with increasing the contract.
That's not the 90,000 is not all their costs. There's like 20,000 of that increase for in case we need resources from my company to supplement that staff. I don't think it went up exponentially. The other piece that's in there is the licensing for Proofpoint, which is archiving email. So it's not. I would say it's not more than 20% increase on their contract, just because of additional work we've requested.
And is that going to continue next year?
Or
Linear will be at the higher.
They will. We have not put this under a maintenance contract, and I will bid that out once we get to that point and make a decision from there for the next budget year.
Awesome.
I think that's all I had. I don't think I need approval. Do I need approval?
No, you guys.
No, it was just basically letting us know.
So just to understand, you're going to be asking for this on the next budget or the next council meeting?
For the subscription numbers in the next
council
in the next
perfect
cycle. Yep. And that number may change slightly because we're purchase only for the licensing standpoint. And I think I'm on the next agenda item, so I'll just see.
Yes, you are.
Mr. President, I was looking at the comp time report, and it looks like Joy's done a great job of coming down. Not to use names, I'm sorry. Our council has done a great job of coming.
Yes, that individual has. If you don't mind, sir, if you just go ahead and have a seat because you're going to be the next person up.
You can stay there.
Just stay right there.
Don't chase him.
Nobody's coming in that seat. So. Anybody have any questions on the comp time?
No, I see the sheriff's going up and down. Expect. So I didn't see anything that stood out personally.
I would like to thank Dave for getting this to us. I know you've had some issues, and it's a testament to your commitment to this office that you came in and made sure that we had this report today. So I thank you for that.
You're most welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
And in a segue sort of that, I'd like for us to take at least a moment of silence for all those who were affected by the recent tornado. That are tornadoes. We had more than one. I know because one passed about 100 feet from my house. Unfortunately, we had others here who had it closer. So if we would just take a moment of silence for all those who were affected, would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Okay, comp time. Any other questions in regards to the comp time? Okay, hearing none, let's move on. First reading, please.
Hereby notice is given to the taxpayers of Porter County that the following adjustments to the 2026 budget have been placed before you for consideration. To the general fund, travel $1,200, motor MVH 1176, building liability insurance $77,600, trail fund contractual services $143,557.75. Community Corrections Outreach Fund, salaries, 81,780, FICAs, $256, medical life insurance, 1,900, 551, per $8,996, contractual services, 26,141, JDIA, 2027 grant fund, training and education, $4,918.65, other supplies, 600, and then expenses, 3,000, travel, $900.20 per street.
Thank you. Now, back in the hot seat, so to speak.
I'll make a motion to approve the 1,200 additional for travel.
We have an additional 1,200 to travel for 3,200 travel appropriation needed to cover additional travel expenses incurred during the Motorola conference. Now I know you guys hate it when I read this stuff, but I do it only because of so our citizens know what the money's going for and what items, and so it's up there. But maybe they don't.
You can read all you want. You're the president.
I know, but so for those who are listening to it, anyway,
This for 911 training with Motorola's. Cool.
Yep. That's correct.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Mike Brickner,
Yes.
Greg Sims,
Yes.
Jeremy Rivas,
Yes.
Andy Bozak,
Yes.
Redstone,
Yes.
Andy Vasquez,
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passed. Thank you, sir.
Have a good night.
Highway, Mr. Polaric. Additional 77,600 to 34,200 building liability insurance appropriation needed due to increase in insurance premiums. What a shock. What a shock. Insurance premiums are going up.
Yep.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Redstone,
Yes.
Andy Bozak,
Yes.
Jeremy Rivas,
Yes.
Greg Sims,
Yes.
Brickner,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
6-0.
Motion approved. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anybody?
Oh, I had a question.
I've been sending you the
Yes.
by getting on MVH and LRS. I didn't know if questions on.
What do we like going forward?
About $1 million.
We just got our disbursement last week, and now it only showed 1 week because their lag time. And MVH we were down about 50,000, and LRS we were down about 20,000. So if we do the math out, we'll be down about $1 million.
But they said they're going to make it right?
That's what
State said that they're going to
yeah,
fix.
the governor said multiple times he was going to make the counties whole. So
Now,
So we just need to float it till that comes. Is
Hmm?
correct? We just need to float this until we get paid.
yeah, we can. The way State Board of Accounts has 1173 and 176, it's all under one account, so we can go in the red as long as by end of the year we're in the black on both.
and that's part of the GUT tax for the gas.
Correct.
Taking.
The user's fee.
Right. So now the amount of weeks they were giving, it looked like they're taking out 12 weeks by delaying the tax, if you will, and they're giving us back 8. So is that where the mill's coming from? That's why we're short.
I'm sorry.
They're giving us 8 of the weeks back out of the 12 that they're holding the tax. It looks like, when they were showing the draws, basically the first time around is going to be 3 weeks for the 7%, and then nothing for the 34% until the following month, and then
Yeah, it's about a 3-month lag time
okay.
when they collect it to when it's dispersed.
Okay.
So it's set to expire July 6th, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's the farthest out he can go without legislative approval, I believe. So it'll affect us, I think they said, until September. So October, we should be back to where we used to be.
Okay.
So hopefully they come up with the money.
I got a question. Could you get us an updated list of the roads that we're fixing this year, or what the plans are? Do you have that? Is it easy?
Yeah, I can say, yeah.
I think it'd be helpful to have,
Yeah, we are,
because we invested so much in roads this year.
Yep.
I'd like to know what impact.
we're actually,
versus last.
we're paving 100 North today over in Union Township. And then next week we are scheduled to start on 50 West from Toll Road up to 1050 North. We're gonna do most of that in-house except for the paving. We're gonna go through, mill it all up, calcium stabilize the base, and then once that's done, we got approval from the commissioners today to send 1050 North out to bid for
By the high school?
No, down between 50 and 125 through that bad section of woods.
Yeah, by
Yeah, by the high
leading to the high school. I say by the high school.
Yeah.
Good. That's horrible.
Yeah, so that'll get 12-inch cement stabilized base underneath the new asphalt, and we're going to put drain tile along the edge of the road and underneath the road bed. Yeah,
So
the outside, with all the fiber that's coming in, we have nowhere to dig a ditch anymore. So we're going to put drain tile right.
Why? They take out our pipes all the time. Take out the fiber.
And then every new roll of
They take
hot drain
that's
tile
all the time.
underneath
They did
the road, so we're draining the road bed at the same time.
Does the new road crew all hired? You got 6 new people, is that correct?
Yes,
And they're all working? We're good?
all working.
Awesome.
You know, we're still cleaning up down south. We're going to be cleaning up down there from that tornado probably for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I would guess.
This isn't your request, but the tank trailer, I saw the brochures on it. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, you know, we bought a paver last fall,
Right.
and then the tack trailer that is in is that out of bridge, Mike? Okay, so what it is we can take our paver, and we're working with the bridge crew and the bridge department, so they can go through and have a company come in, mill off the pavement, spray the tack on it, and then we can take our paver and do bridge approaches and stuff.
Okay.
So it just has to do with the asphalt. It's not lining the road.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is the glue that goes.
Prep before the asphalt, correct? That's how they always spray that
Yeah, it's tack, right?
back in.
It's like a primer.
Like a-
Goes on the original asphalt, so the new stuff's still. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's what that's a collaborative effort between us and stormwater.
Can you put out some facts on what we're looking at? Like we paved this many roads last year. This is how many we're actually going to do this year. Something like that, because we have invested so much money. It'd be interesting to know and to present to the public.
And Andy, not only that, I think it'd be interesting. It'd be kind of hard to quantify, but I know you could do it. The projects you've been doing yourself in house, you have an estimate in your mind of what it goes for. I would imagine it'd be nice to see how much we've invested for that bridge crew, and then how much it would have cost us to go out to bid actually. And I would imagine it's going to be
How much money we save.
a big savings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'll get that list. Martin, the engineer's on vacation this week, and that's something that's in RoadSoft.
Okay.
That's above
Whenever you guys got time, I don't want to delay anything you are doing. Get this done.
Yeah, just, you know, we did see a large increase in asphalt prices this year.
Huh.
Compared to the previous years. Like we did 1 mile of road, and the engineering estimates were, I believe, $230,000 for that mile, and it was about $300,000.
Strange that it's an petroleum byproduct.
Well, and this was even before the price of petroleum went up. When we went out to bid, was before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So luckily, we did go out to bid when we did. Otherwise, the price would have been considerable.
And that's why it's imperative during budget time we know how much we're going to spend the next. We can actually.
Correct. Yeah. So that the $5 million, those coming, and in
Right.
fact, we had a meeting 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and then beginning of next month, we're going to get back together, come up with a list, so we can start working on those roads this fall, and put them out as a package, hopefully during the winter, while the paving companies are all trying to fill their books up.
Good plan.
Now that we have a known number.
Right.
Okay.
Any other further questions? Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Sure.
EMA, Lance Bella, please. $4,500 from $39,300 dues and subscription to $22,500 other supplies transfer, and $4,000 from $39,400
Motion to approve.
second to $22,500 other supplies. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
What kind of county memberships do you have that cost more?
It's well, we have a District 1 fund we have to pay into every year, and then for our databases, for maintaining the SOPs, maintenance, that all the stuff that we track with.
Did we have a motion?
We have a motion.
I thought we did.
Motion second. Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Juvenile Detention Center, Director Allison Cox. Additional 81,780 to 1,100 salary, 65,250 to FICA, 19,550 to medical life, 89,96 to perf, and 26,141 to contractual services. This is from a grant, is it not?
This is a grant.
And is this going to be a regular thing, this grant? Woohoo.
I actually brought an executive summary of the grant.
Thank you.
Let's see exactly what we're doing with it. Look at me. So just to give you an overview, last year we were partnering with Rush University in regards to having an occupational therapist doctoral student do a capstone project at our center, and actually the whole facility, the whole juvenile justice services facility over a year. And what she was doing is pretty much just like looking at what do we do currently, what do we need to do, especially with the changes in populations with our residents in regards to heightened traumas, heightened substance abuse. Obviously, there is a lot of violence. We have quite a crew in the detention center right now. But also really looking at like what can we do to build their functional, sensory, emotional, trauma-related needs. And so in the end, we pretty much decided that we really need a whole system approach in regards to how do we deal with youth, but not just the kids in the detention center, all kids involved with probation. But another component of that is that we really don't do a great job in regards to reentry back into the community. And so we really wanted to work hard at identifying those needs, working with the kids out while they're with us, looking at the highest risk populations, which is our day reporting, our detention, our intensive supervision kids, our placement kids coming out of placement back into the community, and really, and all the kids on home detention as well, and being able to assess them up front and work with their families in the community in regards to ensuring that they have those needs. Because when they have those needs met, obviously we're going to have better outcomes and we're not going to have the recidivism. Another part of this is we haven't had a crisis intervention approach as well in our community, and when it comes to the juveniles. There is a crisis center over at Porter Stark, which is amazing and wonderful and a great step. But in regards to our youth, we already know these kids. We already have people in the community. So what we wanted to do is really build that capacity. And so with talking about those high-risk youth, what we were able to do with an occupational therapist, we actually could have that person on call 24/7 for that particular population and be able to go out and actually do a lot of crisis intervention in the home, help law enforcement be able to contact us when one of those youth is in crisis. Families can contact us when in crisis. They would contact the detention center because we're obviously 24/7, and then we can have this person go out and actually work with these families, do the crisis intervention, get them into inpatient if necessary, or just like calm the situation in the home so that police don't have to bring a child in. They don't have to be incarcerated. Because a lot of the times what these kids need is they just need some cooling off period. The parents need cooling off periods. So that is what we're proposing. Also part of this project with the grant that we're really excited about is that we are also going to partner with Boys and Girls Club. We're going to be able to offer free memberships to kids, as well as identify all these high-risk kids that never been looked at as leaders, as somebody who could actually bring something to our community, and then put them in those leadership programs with the Boys and Girls Club. They already have those programs in place, but we're going to get our kids in there too because they are leaders. They just need that extra push and that extra support and mentoring in our community. So we're going to partner with the Boys and Girls Club as well. What is really cool about this grant is that it is through the Department of Correction. We are going to be the first in the state to pretty much do something this encompasses in our community when it comes to justice-involved youth. There's been other detention centers around the state that occupational therapists part-time, just in their detention center, just to focus on those needs. This is a system-wide approach, and it's also going into the community, which is very, that's not really heard of. So we're really excited about it. Also the great thing about the DOC is that if you see in the executive summary, I believe on the last page, we talk about the performance measures, and we really believe in these performance measures, and this is what we want to really show the Department of Correction, that this is what the outcomes are going to be. And we are going to be track of data, and we are going to be talking with them on a regular basis regarding what we're finding. You also see all of the profiles and assessment tools that we will be utilizing as well. I know it is pretty penny in regards to a doctoral candidate to be in that position, but it's really necessary in regards to if we're going to be doing this as a first in the state, we want to do it right. And so this person has that expertise in order to put this into fruition. And also, you know, we have really great partners with the Boys and Girls Club in order to make this happen as well.
No, was this individual with you prior to?
She was our capstone doctoral student.
So it was kind of nice segue for just to go right in.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
wants to come back, and she actually received her doctorate. And she is now licensed. So she just got that like 2 weeks ago.
How much grant?
What was that?
How much is the grant?
The grant is completely, it's $142,724.
Okay.
And it pays for everything.
Is this an annual?
This is an annual grant.
application?
This is an annual application. And so, obviously, I know that one of the concerns will be is I'm going to be coming back to you guys in a year and saying, hey, we need under the. I'm not going to say that won't happen, but I firmly believe that the Department of Correction, if they see the outcomes, they will continue to fund this project. And if they don't, I think that you guys know my history in regards to seeking alternative funding, that we've been extremely successful in regards to obtaining the funding sources, and will continue to do so. And
Well, I think it's
Shantae is here. She is actually our JDI coordinator, and she's also our grant writer.
well, I think it's
Keep that up.
great. Yeah, definitely keep it up. And to be the first in the state, that you must have done something to draw attention so that you could have this grant and do the fantastic things you're doing.
Motion to approve all the additionals.
Can we do that with the 144?
Yes.
Okay.
All the additionals and then the 144, if you don't mind.
No,
So this person's going to be full time and on call 24/7
Mhm.
for $81,000 as a doctor.
Yes.
Is she doing other jobs too? Good for her.
we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Oh, second.
We have a motion and a second.
I stole
I
it.
do have a question. though.
And discussion.
How are we gonna advertise that this is out there for families if there's problems?
So when we get everything approved and she starts, we're going to sit down and actually do all the protocols in regards to how that's going to work. Because right now what happens is that a lot of our families, like our problem-solving courts and our home detention families, already have the number to the center or to on-call probation officer number. And so they automatically call them already in regards to crisis.
Right.
And so the process would be to contact the center. We would be
I love this idea. I do. I just wish it would actually, we could have programs like this in schools before they get to the justice. Like you shouldn't have to go to jail to get help. But unfortunately, this is where we're at, right? We're getting a grant so we can get kids help.
I've been wanting. I've been doing this for 30 years.
We should be doing this before, so a parent can actually reach out to, the doctor and say, hey, I have a serious problem here. I don't know what to do. My kids, exhibiting these symptoms, but
Well, and I think
hey, this is this is a step in the right direction.
it is. And
Hopefully,
that our
guys show the numbers and say, hey, we've gotten sick. My opinion is you're probably gonna get so many calls, you're gonna be inundated with.
Well, it's just going to be the particular population. It's not going to be the entire count. It's just for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just
The
population.
funny thing is, we had talked about this last year.
We did.
Oh yeah, when I said, what would you like to have? And it's a blessing that with your grant writer that this very thing that you wanted,
Yeah.
here it is.
Yeah, and we really appreciate the Department of Correction hearing us out and on this. Also, just a shout out to Porter Stark. I mean, because they're really on the forefront of serving the entire community for the crisis center, which is an amazing addition to this community.
And I know
Also to the boy,
dated with
they are really.
because I know our high school when we started kind of a similar program where we actually have somebody on call that a parent can actually talk to, a doctor, psychiatrist, whatever. They were doing these evaluations. I forgot what they were called, but they literally had to go to Crown Counseling and Porter Star because, and I'm just talking, this is Duneland. This is not Portage. This is not Couch. This is not Velpo. Just Duneland. They're inundated.
They are.
With issues. So they do a great, they do a
They do.
Very good.
They do. And again, and also thank you to Boys and Girls Club. Denise crew over there were really great with meeting with us and coming up with some ideas. I mean, the big thing that we came out of that meeting was we want these kids to change trajectory, and this is going to help with that.
We had a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Greg Stim,
Yes.
Jeremy Rivas,
Yes.
Andy Bozak,
Yes.
Stone, Andy Vasquez,
Yes.
Brickner,
Yes.
6-0.
Very nice work, guys.
Motion
We've-
for the 144.
Second.
And great job, Grant Line.
Motion 144-0 to 81,780 occupational therapists form one for request for occupational therapists. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Andy Vasquez,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Andy Bozak,
Yes.
Jeremy Rivas,
Yes.
Greg Sim,
Yes.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Just a quick question. What's the main reason, like for the arrest of juveniles in this county right now? Is there an overwhelming reason, a leading?
I do not know. Do you know, Shantae? I can't. I want to say possession is the
It
big one,
would
and-
be
It's probably marijuana.
and battery.
possession. Most of the batteries are coming from family conflicts, which the occupational therapy will help us a lot with the family conflict. A lot of our programming that's going forward is the foundation with the change the trajectory.
I know. I can't say the word.
But yeah, it's mostly drug related or there's a conflict within the family. So
Jeremy, we can get you the statistics from last year, or if you'd like.
Yeah. Thank you.
In my work, talking to a lot of the young men, I talk to a lot of it's absence of father.
yeah,
There's so many young, especially boys,
yeah.
that they don't have a father, they don't have that strong, get on them when they need to, and they're actually craving.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you all like a we actually have a virtual annual report now that we have a wonderful person that works on that with our staff. We can send you all the
Would you be so kind?
every single department within juvenile justice service and exactly what all stats are in regards to every department.
Yes, please.
Joy, should I just send it to you? Okay.
Ladies, thank you.
Thank you.
She's next.
Oh, me? Oh,
You're next.
oh the other stuff.
Juvenile probation.
Chris Byer.
Oh, okay.
Juvenile.
The small print.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the grant.
We have motion to approve 49,1865 to 31,300 trainings education. We have a second $600 to 22,500 other supplies, 2,309 800 event expenses, $900 to 3,200 travel. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Andy Bozak,
Yes.
Fred Stone,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Brickner,
Yes.
Greg Sim,
Yes.
Rivas,
Yes.
6-0.
Ladies, have a good night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice work.
Mr. Jabo.
Motion
Have a good night.
$40,000 train.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to transfer $40,726, 10 cents from 42,200 motor vehicles to 45,400 other equipment. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Quickly, how do you do it now? By hand or you don't do it now?
That was the discussion when Superintendent Blair was up. This is the tack wagon that
Yeah, no, I get that. How do you do it now? Do
we
you
don't do
do
it.
it?
No, we never had the bridge.
That's the part I
Do our own. Yeah. That was this was the missing link to be able to do some of our own.
And just to add further color to what Superintendent Blair said, we work very closely together. He buys equipment, we buy equipment, we share equipment. So it's a interactive process between our two departments.
Good.
You're gonna have to start with our one shirts.
Wine shirts, we did on his birthday in April at a commissioner's meeting. You missed it.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Hearing none. Motion carries. We have trail fund, 143,547.75 to 39,500 contractual
Motion
service.
to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Jeremy Rivas,
Yes.
Andy Bozak,
Yes.
Fred Stone,
Yes.
Andy Vasquez,
Yes.
Brickner,
Yes.
Greg Sim.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a good night, sir.
Have a nice.
E911, Debbie Gunn. Form 144, 24 at 58,279 to 26 at 58,279. First class telecommunicator. Reason increase of 116,558. No additional requests at this time. Two people?
Yes. However, I'd like to modify.
Yes. That's what I was asking.
Yes. So I will be asking for the additional two employees during budget cycle for next year. The reason for the ask is, and I hope that Andy has some questions. Andy Bozak has some questions because
That sounds like me.
yes. I'd like to rewind. This is due to the consolidation of Porter and Chesterton. At the time when I was granted wage increases, the question was asked, will you need these positions? And I said no. That answer stands. This decision is something that the responders in Porter County have requested. They would like an additional talk group. So based on their wishes, there will be another talk group added to our dispatch center, which will take us from 5 to 6. That's a 20% increase in workload that will need to be manned 24/7. The addition of 2 telecommunicators will bring my number from 32 to 34, which will be 9 for each day crew, 8 for each night crew. Our minimums are currently 6 and 5. With the addition of a workstation, we will need those additional 7 and 6. We'll have to increase our minimum staffing. So right now, that's not on the, although I did request it, I'm removing that simply because we recently had a resignation, a retirement rather. You may have seen the post. So we are currently at 28. We are budgeted for 32, and we have 4 in training. So we're going through a hiring process right now. We've interviewed several, and my intention is to hire, I would like to hire 4 that will get us that will fill us to 32. What we are currently budgeted for now. And as we know, training takes approximately 8 to 10 months. So I don't need those 2 additional positions immediately, but I am asking for 2 additional CTO stipends. And although it's not here on the agenda, it was in my proposal to you. So my request this evening is 2 additional CTO stipends to add 2 more trainers.
How much is that? 2,000?
No, it's $6,500 each, so that would be a total of $13,000.
And I'm just curious, can we do that without that being on the agenda, not advertised? Is that something we could do at this time?
It would be a 144, so
It's form one.
it wouldn't have to be advertised.
It does not have to.
You could do it now at this time.
Did you say we could do it now?
Yeah. So you just need 2 more supervisors or training officers to get
Yes.
on board quicker.
You have 2 more stipends we do have 2 people in the wings right now who have gone through the course. They're just not actively training because we don't have a stipend for them.
How many do you have CTOs?
We have, and I'll refresh everyone's memory. We were granted 8 at one point last year. 2 were removed so that we could transition those into a CAD administrator stipend. And then you had, during budget cycle, approved the actual full-time position, which has been very beneficial to the center. Now we no longer, those were taken out of the 2026 budget, but I'm hoping that you will give us back the 2 CTO stipends that we did trade off last year.
So you're at 6.
We have 6 now, yes. But we have 2 in the wings that will bring us to 8.
And are all those people actively training people?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we have 4 now. I'm sorry. We have 4 in training. There are 2 people that are not currently training, and they are getting the stipend. We're asking for 2 more so that I can hire 4 from this current pool of applicants that we're interviewing.
But you can't hire people until we. Oh, well, no. You're.
I could hire 2. I
thought you're at 28 now.
For 20.
We're in training. That's 32.
No. Of the 28, 4 are in training.
Oh, misunderstood. Makes more sense to me. Thank you.
So when you get the other 2, would that give you a full pool?
If I get the other 2, well, I need to hire 4 to bring us to 32. We're at 28 now. But the only way that I can hire 4 is if I have 2 additional CTO stipends approved, because I only have 2 vacant CTOs right now. I know that's a lot of math. We have 6 CTO stipends currently. 4 people are in training. I have 2 vacant CTOs. If I hire for 2 more, that will bring our numbers up to 30, but we're fully staffed currently with 32. So if I can get 2 additional CTO stipends, then we can fully staff to the 32, which, remember, this all accelerates us to the goal of having another talk group for Chesterton and Porter. Currently, they have agreed, the Sheriff's Department and Chesterton and Porter have agreed to consolidate temporarily until we get our staffing adequate enough to actually man another talk group. But that's why I'm trying to accelerate this to honor the request that was made of me.
And do you agree with that request?
No.
So who's having you come in front of us? Commissioners?
Yeah, it's a request from the responders, the Sheriff's Department, and I think we had a large meeting with the chiefs and the sheriff and a commissioner, and they were adamant that they wanted an additional talk group. They did not want those.
Sheriff, you said too?
Yes, everyone was in agreement in the room that.
But you think we don't need it?
No, I don't.
And you're the director.
That's correct.
Okay, so who makes the decision?
Well,
sounds like us.
You make the decision. You make the decision.
We will make the funding, but you're the director, Deb, and you're saying we don't.
I understand.
Looking at other 2 employees full time.
That's time out. That's time out. Let's not conflate the talk group and the 2 employees. The 2 employees are going to be needed for Chesterton to come on for.
No, they won't be needed. They won't be needed if that consolidate that talk group.
Talk group. That's additional dispatch.
Then I'm wrong, because when me and you were at that center a couple years ago, remember when Debbie wanted to take and we said absolutely not, because our county's growing, and if Chesterton ever comes on, we're going to need these people.
We left them in there.
We left them in there.
Left 2 spots in.
We left
X in there.
And that was enough. And my plan even then was consolidating a talk.
That's what I'm saying.
So we're at 32.
We have it budgeted.
But you're going to 34 first of the year.
No, well, that time out.
Wait. I just want to make sure. So the additional talk group, you're going to need 2 more additional to 34, correct?
That is correct. If again, radio is a collaborative effort.
Right.
And as you know, sir, you were the director for a time. There's a lot of hesitation when consolidating talk groups.
Right.
So there was some pushback, and the consensus in the room was that there would be an additional talk group. But in order to get there, everyone knows that we can't with our current staffing numbers. So there was a temporary interim agreement that Porter and Chesterton will go on the sheriff's talk group, and then once we have enough fully released staffing, they will have their own talk group. And at that time, we will need more staffing, because my minimums on days will have to increase to 7, and my minimums on nights will have to increase to 6.
So, but what you're saying, Deb, is that based on your, as a director, your thoughts, that extra talk group really isn't, it's a need or a want?
Based on my opinion and my research, and I've traveled to a lot of places in the state, I think that it is a want. It is not a need. They can consolidate efficiently on another talk group.
How much time have we had enough time to really evaluate how you think that there's been enough time gone by on the Porter Cheston coming over to make a decision yet, or is it kind of a wait and see?
Does it
kind of see how things go? I mean, I don't know.
Does the consolidation fall apart if they don't get there?
No, I don't. I mean, I can't speak for them. I do not believe. Again, I'm not 100%. I can't speak for either of those town councils, but I do not believe that if we went another route and did not create a separate talk group for them, I do not think that would stop the impending consolidation.
Well, I think that ship's kind of sailed already.
That's correct.
I have a question. What's a talk group? And we have 4 now?
No, we have 5 now.
We have 5 now?
So
are they Portage, Valpo, Fire, something like that? Are they broken down?
Well, we have our Portage and Valpo Fire are together on one talk group. And then we have County Fire, which are primarily the volunteer fire departments, as well as some hybrid. Those groups, those departments, as well as our countywide EMS, are on another talk group. There's 2 talk groups. We have a talk group for Valparaiso PD alone. We have a talk group for the County Sheriff's Department. That includes the Sheriff's Department, Hebron, Couts, and Beverly Shores. And then we have another PD talk group for Portage, Burns Harbor, and Ogden Dunes. And those are 3 PD talk groups. And so with another talk group, we would have 4 PD talk groups.
How does it? Okay.
And it's important to, that may have answered your question technically, but the responsibility of each is, if you are a dispatcher for that particular talk group, that is your responsibility. You are responding to and listening for your responders on the radio. So it needs to be manned 24/7.
There's a little bit more to this story though. I mean, as far as philosophies on talk groups, correct? I mean, if it was up to you, you would want to go down to how many talk groups?
1.
And how many does the sheriff and everybody, sheriff, Chesterton, Valpo, what do they want? What is the
They want 4.
majority of Porter County? Right. So that's where this dichotomy of talk groups comes in at.
That's correct.
And as far as Chesterton, I don't think Chesterton should not have a talk group. I mean, if we are allowing them into our system, they need to have a talk group just like Valpo has their own, just like Porter County has their own, just like Portage, Ogden, Duke, they have their own talk group. So I think that ship sailed. They're going to get their own talk group.
Well, there's your answer. I'm here asking for this to get to that end goal.
But there's a lot more to the backstory than just saying it's a philosophy.
But I think it's based on busyness of those agencies or whether or not they stand alone. I mean, you have some of the busiest agencies, okay, that request to have their own, but I mean, I don't know the numbers, but the director would have an idea.
I did. I presented them at the meeting we had. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's based on the calls for service. If they need their own, and I guess I'm just I'm not saying that, I guess what I am saying is that we have the director, who says we don't need that.
You're saying it's not a philosophy; it's a numbers thing.
That's what, and based on numbers, it's not really a need. I can see maybe evaluating it after. We don't want anybody to get hurt.
Certainly not.
We're not.
Certainly not, and neither do I. Neither do I.
Goes before we commit to, because you're anticipating as 2 more full-time people coming up in the next budget, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So
an additional 2 people.
I'm just kind of seeing. Let's see how this plays out. I think there was some emotion involved in the consolidation and maybe some uncertainty, but maybe I guess I'm just make a suggestion to the group, and with the support of the director, I have all the confidence in the world in her. I mean, if she came here and said, we need to have this happen for safety and make sure nobody get hurt, there's no question.
Right.
We have our director saying we really don't need this, but I think there was some emotion, unfinished emotion of the whole consolidation issue. Maybe let that dust settle a little bit.
Well, Mike, I will
see
tell
how
you,
this goes.
I
don't know.
I will tell you, I have all the faith in Debbie, and Deb, we've talked for hours in this, but I will tell you this right now: I will table this issue and ask to table this issue, and I would like to have the sheriff and other people involved in this before I go to vote that we're not doing this, because they were in a meeting, they were in a lot of meetings on different talk groups, and I understand this is a philosophy issue. Debbie, you believe this will work to go down to one channel. The sheriff and the other departments say, no, we like how it's structured right now. Chesterton's coming in. So we didn't want to pair Chesterton. If you want to talk about pairing Chesterton with Valpo, which doesn't
geographically, logistically
doesn't make sense, right?
Well,
it makes sense that if we're going to do talk groups, the way we're doing them now does work, correct?
Well, I think that to your point of conflating issues, the one talk group was tabled. That was an adamant request made of me, and I conceded. I do not believe we need to go to 4 talk groups. My thing is we have 3 existing talk groups now. I believe that they can join an existing talk group and it will not affect public safety. There will be, logistically, it will be fine. I pulled the numbers. I know we had talked about them joining Valpo's talk group, and geographically, as far as them backing each other, it doesn't make a lot of sense. However, we have Portage and Valpo Fire operating on one talk group, and they make it work. With all the statistics that I brought to the table and everything, it wasn't compelling. So they maintained their their adamant stance that we'd add an additional, and that's why I'm before you. I'm grateful.
To bring it back, I would like to bring it back to what we're doing, because you're not talking about the additional people. We took that off. Now we're talking about paying CTOs more. So
Yeah.
let's say we're not getting those new people, then you don't need these CTO additional stipends right now?
Well, I wouldn't be as compelled to get people through training as quickly. I'm glad you brought that up because I would like to give you a little bit of statistics that I think are compelling for wage increases and the benefit that they provided to our center. I pulled statistics from 2018 until the end of 2024. If you recall, the end of 2024, the wage increases were approved by by the council. In that time frame, 2018 to 2024, including COVID, where we only had one employee leave, our average attrition per year was 6.3 employees. Since the wage increase from 2025 and through this year, it is 1.5. 1.5. So that's a testament to the wage increase. It has kept retention, I think, high, which is wonderful. So to the point that you're making, I don't necessarily need 2 additional CTO stipends. We cannot hire as many. We could still hire with our 2 vacant CTOs. We could hire 2, bring 2 on and put them through training and then wait. We'd be at 30. I could, when we have 2 other people leave, we could do it as we've always done it, bring 2 more on, and then we'd be at 34. My effort in doing this was to expedite this additional channel that was requested of me.
I don't want to use CTO position to raise wage increases. So just so we're on the same page. I don't have a problem paying someone more for doing more work, but you're not getting a raise to be a CTO and not train, right? Like you got 2 people not training now, they're getting CTO paid. More power to them.
It's been a very short amount of time. We just released 2 people.
I get that, but personally, I wouldn't want to pay 2 more because then we'd have 8 CTOs. By the time we're full staff, then you still have 8 CTOs making the additional $6,000 some a year. But they're not going to be training because you're not going to have 8 new people coming in.
I understand your rationale, and if you recall, years ago when you did approve the CTO stipend, I did say that once our staffing issues level out, I would consider an alternative. I personally have some ideas about how I'd like to flip the training program a little bit, and I think it would be more beneficial. But until we get there, until we get our staffing numbers up, this is the predicament we're in.
So we really don't need to do anything at the moment, then, do we? I mean,
Did we have a motion to table this?
Well, no,
We don't need any.
There's just not.
Okay. So let me ask you this: if you don't get these 2 positions, what's going to happen? We're still going to have 4.
No, we can't. We don't have the staffing to do so. We would be at 3. If you don't approve the 2 additional positions for 2027, I cannot.
And these are not additional; these are already in your budget.
No, I'm not asking for those positions now simply because we do not have enough people in training to even meet that need. I do assume that with the 4 that are currently in training, that they could potentially and most likely will be released by the end of the year. And at that time, going into the budget of 2027, the 2 additional positions, in addition to the CTO stipends, will all work out. I'll be able to bring everybody on, hopefully expedite their training process, get people released, and have the 4th talk group that everybody wants.
What do the commissioners say about the 4th talk group? Because they're in charge. They're the big dogs, right? Isn't it their decision?
Well,
not if we don't fund it.
Well, no, I know.
Yeah, but I think,
Either.
but there's, like I said, I think it's patently unfair. I'm going to advocate. You're damn right. I'm going to advocate that the sheriff, Valparaiso, Chesterton, Porter, all the police officers got in the room. Debbie got in the room. They said they want 4 talk groups. Now, and I understand she's a director, but who am I to tell the sheriff and all the police agencies in Porter County that Chesterton and Porter that they don't get their own talk group?
Councilman Stone, you have the expert in front of you telling you that I would never put officer safety in jeopardy, and I'm
proposing. They wanted 4.
I know what they want, but my expertise, I think, should hold some water here.
Well, I mean, the officers, like I said, I think the officers have a role in this too. Like I said, if we're going to talk about this, let's just get everybody in public and hash it out then. Because
it's important to remember that as Councilman Brickner can attest, it has been virtually impossible, and that's why we gave these positions back in the first place, right, Councilman Bozak? Because historically we could not fill them and we could not keep them filled.
Right.
Now, I do have a level of confidence more than I did in the past because of the wage increase and the attrition level we're seeing now. So it's possible we get there. Keeping that level, that's another matter. However, all of this is all contingent on having dispatchers that are trained and released,
Correct.
able to man that talk group. And what has not been considered in this is the workload that it is adding for dispatch. We're going from 5 talk groups to 6. That's a 20% increase in workload. So it is I think that it is an unnecessary burden placed on the dispatch center when I believe that it can be accomplished with 3 talk groups. But I am here before you, and I will be again before you for the 27 budget, requesting what has been asked of me. Now, we're reasoning this out together.
And you want to get down to what, 1 talk group?
In time, not immediately.
1 talk group, correct?
Yes, and it has been proven successful. And it has.
How many counties run 1 talk group?
Well, right now I know that a county that is apples to apples, there are different counties.
Right.
However, I'm looking at population, call volume. Actually, the comparison has higher call volume than us is Hendricks County.
Mm-hmm.
And they are on 1 talk group. Now, it was a bumpy road getting there.
Yeah, I mean we've tried this in Porter County, haven't we? Had this conversation, and it went really sideways, I believe.
Yeah, and not with me. I'm sure you've had it with.
Yeah, 1 radio, 1 frequency, whatever
Again, what you can go on numbers, statistics, okay, but I like to liken it to ironworkers, okay. If they like doing things a certain way, it takes time to get from 4 talk groups to 3 talk groups. To go down to 1 talk group is probably going to be a stretch for.
Well, we're at 3 now.
3 now, but I'm saying to get down to 1, if they're all opposed to it, we just had a bad situation with Chesterton and Porter coming on to the county. I'm just saying, I don't think why we would.
I think it was good. I think it got ugly, sir, but I beg to differ. I think that what's happening with the consolidation of Porter and Chesterton is a phenomenal thing that should have happened years and years ago. I stand by that.
But it was a rocky road.
It was. But you know what? We have to look. I mean, emotion's always an aspect of this that we can't dismiss. However, pragmatism needs to rule. And that's always been my perspective.
But people out in the field do not want, let's just say, your philosophy of 1 talk group, because we're trying to get down to 1 talk group apparently. They want 4, you want 1. If the people doing the work want 4, how do you think that's going to work out?
Well, I can give you a solid example. I know individuals, I work with one right now in my center who was on the road when Couts and Hebron consolidated. And the argument was made during that time that there would be officer deaths. This would impact public safety. It would be a catastrophe. Couts and Hebron have been on our talk group for how many years now? A long time.
I would just like, and I respect you read what you're saying, and I guess my thought, and just to share with the group, is to just kind of see let's let this play out just a little bit before we commit to this, I guess, because I think it's new. Change is always hard, and I think this is a change, especially for Porter and Chesterton. I agree with the director. I think this is a long time coming. I think it's gonna work out, and we all have confidence in Debbie.
Mm-hmm.
With the job she's doing, and again, if she were to come in front of this council saying, because of the consolidation and safety and for the benefit, here's what we need. And it's not dismissing what the public safety people are saying. But I guess, as far as the financial part, which is our responsibility, I mean, this is we're looking at, if we hire 2 additional employees and do this,
But right now,
what
you're asking for right now
is the trainers anticipating the 2 coming.
That's correct.
Right. So right now,
I agree when you said maybe
we have it in our budget for 32 people.
Correct.
Right.
So we're not hiring any more people. You're asking for a stipend for 2 people, correct?
Correct.
Right now,
anticipating the 2 more coming on.
Right.
And we have 4 vacancies. So if approved tonight, I will be able to hire 4 from the current pool that we're interviewing now. If not, I will be able to hire 2.
I'll make a motion. We approve to hire the people. It's in our budget, correct? This is already budgeted.
You're not hiring anybody.
We're not
Motion should be just stipend.
Stipend.
Where's the stipend?
CTO stipend.
Anticipate
How much?
It's like $6,000 a year, right?
Yeah. It's 6,500 exactly.
Thank you.
Devin, let me ask you, just how do you think this is going? With the consolidation, it's been a couple of months. I can't remember the exact date. I know there was some contentious debate and change, but how would you say, that things are going with the Porter and Cheston coming on?
I think it's going better now. I think it was an ugly, ugly path to get here. Unfortunately, I think emotion ruled, and I see why it would. But I think where we are now is there's resolve here, and we've had some very productive meetings with operational administration for both of those departments. We just actually received the only thing we're actually waiting on to really rip the Band-Aid off is the IDAX agreement from Porter. We've received it now from Chesterton. Once we receive that, we can take it on. And for the record, my recommendation is that we do that sooner than later. And my reasoning behind that is because we are going to find ourselves, I would imagine, this is all presumptive, but if I were an employee for either one of those dispatch centers, Porter or Chesterton, I would be looking for a job. They know their jobs are going away. And so the situation that places us in is we could be at 2:00 on a Saturday morning, get a call from them saying, we need to transfer all of our calls to you because we don't have anybody. And that could put us in a predicament. Those are the real public safety issues that I would like to avoid. So if we can do this sooner than later, that's my recommendation. The only real red tape we have right now is one simple agreement from Porter. They're aware they need to provide that to us, and my assistant director reach out to them, so I'm assuming I'll get that shortly. Once we have that, let's rip the Band-Aid off and move forward.
We're not dispatching for them now.
We're dispatching 911 calls.
Okay, thank you.
Do you anticipate when that agreement might be coming up?
Yes, Chesterton has already provided their IDAX agreement. We're just waiting for Porter's. It's just paperwork, and it's just something that once we have it signed from them, we send it down to IDAX. They flip the switch and they grant us access to those ORIs. Chesterton and Porter have their own ORIs, so we need them in our system to be able to run any type of criminal history, BMV information, all of those things.
So basically, you're looking for $13,000.
Yes.
That would be for the stipends
for the trainers. Yeah.
For the trainers. The only thing I would ask from this council is, I think going forward, if we're going to talk about this, then let's get everybody in the room, because I want to make sure that Chesterton and Porter, and I could say this, they're not going to be the redheaded stepchild. I mean, we wanted them in here. They're going to get everything they're entitled to as far as if the sheriff gets their own, Valpo gets their own, and however they want to do it. I'm not going to tell Chesterton and Porter, oh, you're not going to have your own talk group if that's the way all the public safety wants.
But it's not like that now. There's only 3 talk groups, so it can't.
Well, who's Chesterton and Porter talk group with?
They have their own.
But they're not with the sheriff right now?
No, they're not.
I thought they were coupled with the sheriff.
They will be, right?
They will be.
They will be.
Yes,
because they're not in that center yet.
Right.
Well,
when we fully consolidate,
I get what I know what you're asking, but if we only have 3 now, Valpo doesn't have their own. Portage doesn't have their own. They're sharing 2.
No, Valpo has their own.
Valpo has their own.
Valpo has
their own.
The sheriff does not have their own. The sheriff shares with Houts, Hebron, and Beverly Shores.
Sorry,
but I think that
that's.
But the determination of department agents and their own I don't think is based on what they wanted. I think it's based on the needs of the county, the best way to consolidate their calls for service all combined. Am I wrong? I don't think.
No, I'll refresh your memory, and maybe you've thought of it and you just haven't spoken it. But when you were in my position, Ogden Dunes and Burns Harbor had their own talk group, and you consolidated them with Portage because you recognized the benefit and the efficiency.
So I don't think it's based on what. I don't think it's based on what everybody wants. That's why I was kind of wondering. Maybe let's let the dust settle a little bit, and then have these discussions, and see how this thing goes. We don't want anybody to get hurt. That's not because of this discussion.
Right.
Let's kind of see how this goes, and if there's a need for these, extra talk groups, or and employees and kind of standalone agencies, I'm all open to hear it. But right now, I'm not hearing there's really the need for it, because I think in the beginning, most agencies would have liked to have had their own.
Everyone wants their own, of course.
But
But
over
Yeah, but some
time,
talk
it's
groups make
worked.
sense,
It's
right?
worked.
Some talk groups make
It
sense.
just
Little
again,
agencies
it just took.
well, there's arguments. I think to your point, there's arguments
Because
both. For example, we have an exponentially larger number of pursuits in the county than we ever have. You're probably reading about them or hearing about them weekly, if not daily. A consolidated chalk group fixes that problem. You know,
you can hear what everybody
yes, yeah.
is doing.
It takes radio discipline and it takes adjustment, but it's efficient in the long run.
The more talk groups, you said it will increase the workload
Yes.
for the center. And I know one is your ideal, but I'm not sure it's attainable. But if we add a fourth, you're going in the opposite direction of the director's philosophy.
Exactly. Thank you.
Well, like I said, I'm going to withdraw my motion on the stipends right now. And I think if we want to talk about this,
Why don't you create a committee?
well, no, I'm not going to create a committee. I mean,
Because do you really want to get everybody in a room? It's gonna be a long meeting, and you're not gonna end up on the same page.
Oh.
Right. So you got to work together in smaller groups to kind of get there. If you're gonna get,
well, I think we had a committee. I mean, how many people did you guys meet with? Was it all the chiefs?
Yes.
It was all the chiefs in Porter County.
Not all the chiefs in Porter County. It was the chiefs from the talk groups. So we had Chief Candiano from Portage. We had Chief McIntyre was out of town, so he sent a proxy.
Mm-hmm.
We had the sheriff. We had Commissioner Biggs, and we had the two chiefs, Richardson and Dickey from Chesterton and Porter.
Okay.
I guess what I'm saying, maybe, as time goes by, they'll say, hey, this isn't so bad, but this is working. I think we have a good success rate over the last several years that this does work. I think right now there's some uncertainty.
I
agree. We don't want anybody to feel like
I want us to hear the whole story. That's all I want. And if this council decides that they don't want to go to 4 talk groups, I have no problem with that. That is what it is. But I think the whole story needs to be told.
I would ask respectfully that I loved the terminology used. We don't want them to feel like redheaded stepchild.
Yep.
That has been.
I'm a redhead. So
well, I'll tell you what.
say it all the time.
That is the terminology used for dispatch. We are the redheaded stepchild. So the last thing that I want.
Guys are redheaded. That's wrong.
No, it's
one of the most important pieces of this puzzle.
We certainly are.
That you can ask.
Thank you. We certainly are, but we've kind of been relegated to that position.
Any way possible. But again, this is a philosophy issue, and if it's going to be a philosophy issue, I want everybody at the table for us to hear this philosophy. I think that's only fair. So if that's then
okay.
So yeah.
I mean, if that's how they want to do it, let's bring everybody.
Don't rely on data, though.
I think the motion dies.
Data,
and
it was rejected.
The request dies for lack of a motion now, so we can move on. But you did bring up a good point about that 4-3 vote over and over about the raises last year. Maybe we can dig up those records. Oh.
Thank you very much again for that. That has helped exponentially. Really, thank you.
Wait,
second reading.
So now, let's get back to where we were. So we need a motion.
You don't need a motion. It died for the lack of a motion.
For lack of a
Okay, nobody seconded
He called his motion anyway.
Okay,
lack of sentence.
so there's no motion. So
Nothing.
You could have
second reading.
okay. So for lack of a motion, your request has been denied.
Okay.
Okay.
Not denied.
I don't think
not heard. Good.
Wasn't heard.
She can bring it up next month.
No, we didn't vote it down, so that's not.
Okay. Well,
I think as Councilman Stone said, we'd like some more discussion surrounding it. So I'll share that with everyone. If you can indulge me for one moment, I would like to address Dave Wishlinski. I drive by what was your home every single day, and I thank God every single day that there was no deaths involved in that tragedy. So
no doubt about that.
yes.
No.
Glad of
yes.
Thank you. Level.
Yeah. So that's it. I'm dismiss me. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
One thing, if I could just ask the director, anytime, please keep us posted that, if this changes quickly or, if you need something, quicker before next meeting, email or something.
I will.
Oh.
Thank you.
Got hung up.
Okay, second reading.
Have a good night.
Following adjustments to the 2026 budget have been brought before you for your consideration. General fund travel, bugs, motor vehicle highway fund, building liability insurance, $77,600, trail, contractual services, $143,547.47. Community corrections outreach, salaries of $1,780, FICA $6,256, medical life insurance $19,551, PERF $8,906, contractual services $26,141, JDAI grant fund, training education $4,918.65, other supplies $600, event expenses $3,000, travel $900.20. Second reading.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Andy Bozak,
Indisposed.
Jeremy Rivas,
Yes.
Greg Sims,
Yes.
Mike Brickner,
Yes.
Andy Bosca,
Yes.
Stone.
Yes.
5-0.
Motion to adjourn.
Attorney's report. Attorney's report, sir.
It was late.
Yeah, so I'll take any questions that council has of me.
I do have a question for you, sir. A very short question. We had a conversation in regards to our pay, how it's happening this season, 26 versus 27. And my recommendation to you was if the county attorney gave basically a ruling that he send that to all council members so that we're all on the same page in regards to the pay structure for the year 26.
Sure. So basically, kind of the 10,000 foot view of this thing is, you know, the council is obviously the fiscal body and has the exclusive authority to set the salary ordinance, which they did. And then what happens is the auditor has a ministerial role meeting. There's no judgment, no discretion or anything. They just implement that salary ordinance, which is what they'll do. So I think the genesis of the issue that's come up is payday, or the when pay actually hits is on Thursdays. Is that correct?
They're both gone.
Yeah. I think that's what's happening. But Rule 8.03 in the Employee Personal Handbook says that paydays are Fridays. So there are 53 Fridays in 2026. I'm sorry, 53 Fridays, Thursdays in 26, and 52 Fridays. So I think what's happening is the ACH process. So it gets sent, and then the bank just deposits it at that point. This is what I'm thinking.
And then the carry over to the Friday. And
correct.
That's where 20.
Yes. And then in this year, the Thursday falls on December 31st, so last day of the year. So then Friday, which would be the payday, and that kind of truncated pay period, falls on January 1, which is then a holiday. All that said, again, I've spoken to the county attorney about this. There's not an issue as far as dollars are concerned, and if anything needs to be addressed, it would be addressed in budget season. So I think what happened was, just again, my understanding and speaking with the county attorney, was during budget season, Thursdays were counted, and you come up with the 53 Thursdays, kind of, because that's when it hits and not when the actual payday is. So it kind of created this discrepancy. But again, I don't think there's a budget issue, and anything would be cured during budget season too.
Thank you, sir, for looking into that.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other matter that may come before this council? Anybody?
All I want to say is congratulations to Couch Baseball. I think we won a state championship.
Yes.
Good thing. I think they went into innings as well.
Yeah.
So, congrats.
Yep.
Out there, baseball team.
Okay. Congratulations, counts. Seeing how we have nothing, we have public comment. Public comment is reserved for anyone from the public who wishes to speak. Every person appearing before the council shall abide by the order at the direction of the president. Those who would like to speak will be allowed a maximum of 3 minutes. Discourteous conduct shall be regarded as a breach of privilege and shall be dealt with by the discretion of the presiding. So if you'd like to come on up, Jimmy, come on up.
Thank you. My name is Jimmy Albaran. I have the pleasure of serving as the county treasurer. Regarding the payroll, I take a different opinion I'm the attorney, not an attorney, but I take a different opinion on that. The council clearly in December approved payroll based on 27 periods. What is happening is everyone is getting paid on 26 periods, which means they got an additional pay raise. It's illegal for elected officials to receive an additional pay raise by the same year. I would think that the elected officials all have to return the extra money. The intent was 27 periods. To then change it to 26 periods after the fact, in my opinion, is wrong.
I believe the intent was to pay 26 periods over 26 pay rate over 27 periods. I could be wrong, but that's how I understood what we were going to do. But I would suggest that you talk to him and see what he's coming up with. My thought. And see if we are on the up and up, or maybe Jimmy found something you see, or whatever. I want to be protected. I want to do it right. Sure.
Right.
Everyone up here.
Right. And even bring in Scott McClure.
27 pay period. Does it?
So the
it depends when it falls into year 26.
Right.
We push it off to 27. I understand the intent of it, but
again, my understanding in my talks with Scott were that the raise was irrespective of the number of pay periods, because when you pass the salary ordinance, it just has a dollar figure on there.
Yeah.
The minutes would show what.
However you divide it, we set the salaries, and however you divide it by 26 or 27 pays, that's what we're paying. We're not paying any more.
Agreed.
I don't think that's what Jimmy is saying. I think he's saying we are paying more because instead of dividing it by 26, we divided it.
I mean, we talked about it extensively.
There you go.
We're getting a couple dollars more. Am I right? We're getting a couple dollars more than technically. I don't even know if it's technically we're supposed to. Here's a lump sum. Whether you divide it by 26, 27.
It's the same amount of money that was set.
He's getting more money. They're getting it a little sooner. They're getting it 1 week spread across 51 or 26 pay periods.
May I speak? I'm not part of this group.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, sir.
You're our treasurer, bro.
I know, but I'm not a part of this group, so.
You're always part of us.
The intent was 27 periods. Usually, if you change the pay date, which is what's happening here, which is different than what our policy is. Normally, we pay a day ahead of a holiday. Here, our practice has been changed to pay afterward to push the last period into the new year. But since the money was already approved, normally you would encumber the money and pay it out. In this case, because you divided by 26, the money will all be used up. There will be nothing to encumber to cover the 27th period.
I'm not understanding.
But then it would be addressed in the
salary. You can divide it by 52, 26, 27. We set the salary. We can't pay any more than what we set.
Correct.
All right. I think, and I'm not speaking for you, Jimmy. I think it's how it's in what pay period, in what year that's fallen, correct?
No, because we report to the state using GAAP.
Right.
Which means the entire period was used up. The monies were earned.
Correct.
And we would have to accrue that money. There's no money to pay it in the 26th year.
So, but what I'm getting at, there's 92 other counties. Everybody else is going through the same thing, correct?
They have not adjusted, apart from practice, their pay period at the end of the year, paying afterward instead of before as planned. The auditor has taken the decision to move the normal pay date into the new year, which is not what the council had anticipated.
Well, speaking from here, I don't really know if we all. This is the thing that came up, and like you said, whether you're 52, 26, we have our amount. It gets chopped up. No one's getting shorted. We just cared about no one getting shorted, right?
Yeah.
We didn't want to make sure that employees got their money and didn't get shorted. That's what we're concerned about. I'm not speaking.
Yeah, and there was conversations about,
right.
If it's 27 pays, their checks will be a little bit smaller, but they'll get it in the 27th. And it wasn't. To me, it doesn't matter if it's 26 or 27. We can only pay what we approve.
So Jimmy,
This county can only pay what we approve.
Right. So what you're saying, Jimmy, though, is by having 27 pays a week, if we made basically every payday $2,000 on a 26 pay, by going to 27 pay, we'd only be getting 1925, because if you divide that amount by one more pay period,
what
be less.
What will happen is at the end of the year, that 27 period gets pushed into the new year.
Correct.
If you look at it on a cash basis, you paid the correct amount in the 26th year. We report to the state on a GAAP basis. What was earned needs to be accrued. It ought to be reported. It ought to be encumbered if we're going to pay it into the new year. There will be no money to encumber.
Well, we don't know that yet because it's only June. Maybe Karen's going to come back in September and say, "Hey, I need to take this amount." Right? I mean,
that means she would be taking money back from employees that she overpaid.
Yeah.
I would suggest we have these two talk. He show them on paper let's see what our attorney says. Have him look into it more with the information from Jimmy.
Yeah.
Unless you think that's a bad idea.
I think it could be looked at I think you look at it from a cash basis, but we report on a GAAP basis.
Correct.
And it was approved for 27 periods. And part of the issue is this. The way we report is on total dollars for the year, which is correct. That's what. Now, the state has a guidance which we do not follow. It's only guidance. It's not statute. The guidance that the state gives is when you pass a set wage ordinance is to record the amounts in a pay period, then multiply it out to the year so you have no rounding issues. But we don't follow guidance, and so you can claim that there's unclear whether it's 26 or 27. I am stating that the intent was clearly 27. So it should not be within the auditor's authority to alter and pay by 26 because you intended to pay 27 periods, and that's not what's happening. It means everyone has gotten a raise.
I think the intent was to pay the salary, not 26 or 27. The intent is to pay the salaries that were approved. That's the intent of this body. So, I mean, we've got to obviously have a conversation with the auditor, to see, because we're not paying more. We can't pay more. I mean, we'd have to do an additional in every department in this county. I mean, we'd be giving raises out for one last check or something.
One consideration then is if that's how you see it and it's okay with you, next year then becomes a 27 period year.
Unless we don't pay that last paycheck is what you're saying. That's why I think it's important. These two talk, figure it out personally, but I just want to make sure we're all legal and, I'm not trying to bust
Right.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not having to return money. I mean, it is what it is.
That's why I had.
Everybody's returning money, and that's
He said that. That was what he said.
return money.
Well, this is why I had Adam. I had called up Adam in regards to this and said, find out. He talked to Scott, who said everything was kosher, if you will, and but Jimmy's bringing up some points. But so what?
Did you talk to Scott? Did you talk to Attorney McClure?
And and his response to you was, "What, sir, if we may ask?"
Initially, he seemed to agree, but then he seemed to backtrack. But so I mean, I'm not an attorney, but in accounting, your GAAP and cash are different,
and we just became
and the intent. So I think the intent.
We had to follow GAAP 4 years.
Yeah,
correct?
And the law sometimes is unclear, but we also follow intent. You guys, because of the 27 periods, you guys approved that extra income. You guys gave the raise so that people would
not lose money in essence.
Would not lose money per pay period. Okay, so that's how I took it, and I think that's how it was understood when it was done. And
I don't think that's it
pay
at all.
actually being paid out in 26 instead of 20.
So next year, 7 would be.
I know.
Okay, well,
I guess just briefly, I'd say that the salary ordinance is what it is.
Yes.
okay.
The intent doesn't.
Well, that'll be between our
Yeah.
attorney.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second. We're in recess.
Aye.
Good job.